Welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the legends, lore, and crazy stories that always seem to take place in
Florida.
Howdy doody. It's 1:35.
Wow,
Yes,
howdy
we made
doody.
Come on.
That's a way to start.
If anybody remembers this, but in episode 69,
Okay.
Cameron admitted to pushing a boy in a pool to teach him how to swim.
Okay.
Whoa.
Dude, this conversation came up today.
What?
I'm not kidding. This conversation came
Soothsayer.
up
With
today.
who? Like with the police?
No, with my friend, Philip, who said that I could take my son over to his house to go swimming anytime. He's like, just push him in.
Right.
You know, like you did my little brother.
That was him?
15 years ago. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And so I said, I told him, here, I'll read you the text that I sent him.
Come
I
on.
said-
We're getting
I
like
had
personal.
no clue. I was just listening to episode 69 on the way here.
I said, listen, I'll let Nathan, his brother,
Yep.
keep the honor of being the only person I've almost killed.
Oh,
Wow.
That's a big promise, though. You
That
don't know
is-
about future you.
Well, I'm going to try my best not to almost, drown anybody or otherwise.
It's amazing.
Take
I'm glad
out.
that Nathan didn't.
That's so weird that you brought that up.
That is weird.
I'm glad Nathan didn't drown because now we have business Phil.
Yeah. And Nathan's a doctor now.
Yeah.
He is a doctor
because
now.
of that, though.
I love it. Listen, before we went live, we were hanging out with our live stream, and they were asking us some of the worst haircuts we've ever had.
Right.
Cameron admitted to having his head shaved,
Right.
and then
But-
bangs were left behind.
Okay.
Head shaved
Yeah,
with
they were
bangs.
with an accessory.
Listen, just picture it, okay? My
Oh,
head was
gosh.
shaved, but I
Right.
had bangs.
Nobody pictured
It's
it.
it only looks good on me.
It's nightmare inducing.
It is.
I mean, honestly, that's the kind of haircut you see. If someone approaches me, they've got a
Right.
shaved head and bangs.
Yep.
I'm trying to find a way out of the conversation before it starts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They're
Yeah.
gonna ask me to go like herd some cattle,
Or their truck broke
Is
down.
that why I had no friends?
who I voted for.
That's one of the reasons.
Yeah,
I still have trust issues with my dad because of that haircut.
I
that
would
is
too.
true. Your hair looks great now, though.
Thank you.
You know what else looks great?
Professional.
What?
Headlines.
Headlines do look great.
Cameron's got the bunch of them, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Let's see 'em.
Come on.
Let's hook them. Okay,
Headlines.
So, Florida woman
All right.
Okay.
was arrested for hitting her boyfriend with a paper plate
Because of food.
full
It
of
hap-
chicken.
Yes, it
Okay.
happens every time.
That's
All
fine.
right.
That's
So
fine.
we have this is interesting. Jennifer Booth,
Okay.
43 years old, and William Booth,
Mm-hmm.
her boyfriend,
Oh.
59 years old.
What?
Okay.
It's weird that they have the same last name.
But our
It always in the article says boyfriend and girlfriend.
So they're not married. They just have the same last name.
Either that or their brother and sister.
or
I
the
don't know.
writer is missing a really obvious clue.
There
Yeah.
is a discrepancy here. But anyways, either way, they're 16 years apart. So good for them.
Okay.
So the argument happened when William had mentioned he wanted to get a membership at the local LA fitness gym.
Right.
Oh, this starts a lot of arguments.
Yeah.
Right. And so Jennifer became enraged.
Yep.
Who are you
Okay.
getting fit for?
Exactly.
Bingo. Right.
Why are you going?
Yep.
You're going to see other women.
Right.
Just like you go to Lowe's to see other women was part of the argument.
Are you
What?
serious?
I've never seen that many women at Lowe's.
I don't think no.
No.
Cashiers, maybe.
Yeah, but it's not like a known thing to go to Lowe's to
So
pick up women.
If
Yeah.
Jennifer had a
I'm not
problem,
saying they're not there.
Yeah,
if,
good
if
call.
Jennifer had a problem with him going to Lowe's, she was that insecure. She's definitely going to have a problem with him going to the gym.
Exactly.
I think that's why the chicken was flung.
I think that's
Yeah.
why the chicken was flung. So she picked up a plate of chicken,
Yep.
thrown it at him. It doesn't say what the state of the chicken was: grilled, fried,
Raw?
baked.
It doesn't
We don't
matter
know.
because if it's on a paper plate, the chicken didn't make it to the guy.
It's too flimsy.
Too flimsy.
Think
It
so?
Fell right off.
You couldn't do like the whole hand.
I don't think she threw it. I think she threw it I picture like a frisbee. And the chicken goes
I
one
pictured
way.
it like the game show where you hit a pie.
Oh, yeah,
You throw
yeah.
a pie and
Oh,
people-
What's
would you
interesting
do?
about this article, though, besides them, the whole same last name, boyfriend, girlfriend thing, there is an advertisement on there right now from Grubhub for KFC. So
Wow, they're
it really
picking up on
does.
keywords.
This
It really
show-
is picking up keywords.
If you've been listening to our show for any length of time, you know that the headlines always feature some sort of food violence.
right.
Yep.
That's the. And I think
Can't
that's,
go a month
that's because
without
it's a
food
Florida
violence.
thing. I think
You think
get
so?
angry.
Food is?
It's just, I think there's a lot of, here's the problem. Okay, listen.
Here we go.
If you're going to have a conversation with your loved one,
Yes.
Right.
all right, do it after you started eating.
That's true.
Because here's the thing,
Okay.
you might be hangry and you might be just
That's
not
true.
in the state to
Yep.
have a conversation that's
Yes.
going to lead to an argument.
Yep.
And that argument is just going to get worse when you throw your
Hunger
food,
pains.
then you're just even more hangry because now you're waiting for the police to show up. You still haven't eaten any chicken.
right.
You just ruined your day.
You think if Jennifer Booth had fried chicken, she wouldn't have.
Right. If she had just even taken 2 bites,
You
one
know-
bite's not enough. 2 bites, though, it's just going to start dissipating that anger
I get it.
and that controversy, over other women.
You think
at
it
the
was-
gym.
Did she go to jail?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
of course.
assault. Yeah.
I mean, William's fine. William's
Of course.
uninjured.
I mean,
Okay?
he caught a leg in his mouth.
Yeah,
He's
not
like,
no
it's
burns
delicious."
or anything, just
Right.
so you know.
Yeah.
I know that you guys were worried. Our next headline, we have a Florida man who goes into a gas station
Okay.
and steals several stacks of lottery tickets.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you go into a gas station,
I
you know,
do.
they have the little plexiglass thing with the rolls
Yes,
of lottery
that's fun.
tickets, and
Right.
you're like, I'll take number 17.
Right.
Of course.
Well, he breaks into this machine with all the rolls,
Oh,
or
fun.
this device, we'll call it a device, and he's trying to yank these roll things
Yeah.
out of it.
There's millions in there.
The video is so funny because the guy is yanking as many stacks of lottery tickets,
Yeah.
Right.
and then you know how they're stuck together, they're like perforated.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's got tails
What?
of lottery tickets behind him. He's just dragging
Like a magician's kerchief.
exactly
Yeah, because
like
you want to
that.
increase your chance of winning.
Exactly. You want as many as possible.
Right. If you're
So he's just walking and just
How they track him down?
he's just he just followed the lottery tickets.
But I love this because the chances are he went back to the same place
Okay.
after winning
Oh,
Right.
to
to
redeem.
cash it in. That's happened before.
Yeah, but Wayne's getting ahead of me because he did go back to the same place.
Yes.
But he did not bring any lottery tickets. He
Mhm.
actually came back to steal the safe from the store.
My man.
Because
The
I
guy
think,
didn't even take the time to scratch those tickets off to see if
Right.
he won anything. He came back for the cash register and the safe. The police were ready for him.
yeah.
He came back in different clothes, so
Oh,
good
okay.
on him at least
Good
for
on him.
trying.
I think that's the
Um,
thing is one of two things happened.
Yeah.
Either
Right.
one, he realized why would I steal the chance of winning money
Okay.
when I could steal real money?
Got it.
He
Or
could have
two,
just started with that.
or two,
Oh, nice.
maybe he didn't have a coin to scratch it off with,
oh, true.
and he
Okay,
realized
And
he
you don't
got
wanna-
all the way home.
If his fingernails aren't very long,
Oh, disgusting!
Well, that's
you don't want
probably
that in your
filed
fingernail.
down on the third scratch off, right?
100%,
Especially if
yeah.
it's like Monopoly.
So he
That's
went to
true.
jail.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah, big time.
Cool.
Big
Did he
time
win
jail.
anything though? Because maybe he
well,
can
no,
bail
but I think the
himself out.
police officers are doing well.
Yeah.
Ah, they're like, sir, we couldn't find the roll of scratch offs.
Yeah,
Whoops.
they have all that scratch off dust all over them. that gray.
Yeah.
I could
that
see
gray
them
scratch-off
showing up
dust.
to the scene. They're like, looks like it's going to be our lucky day.
So gross.
Got him.
All right, our next headline, we have a Florida man who's going through Starbucks drive-through.
Yeah.
Okay. Here again, the guy just needs some caffeine. He needs to probably eat something,
it.
and he'd probably be in a better mood.
Hey, man.
Instead, he realizes that he didn't get any cream cheese with his order. Okay, I'm not sure if he got a bagel or something like that.
Or just cream
But he
cheese.
was
Right.
very upset about the fact that he didn't get his cream cheese. So he goes back through the drive-through
Uh-oh.
and then is yelling at the employee at the window.
Good.
I need cream cheese. You didn't give me my cream cheese.
Yeah.
Right.
Hand me my cream cheese.
Sure.
She said, "Sir, did you pay for cream cheese?"
Well, okay. Well, that
Right.
doesn't sound like Starbucks to me.
Right. And so he pulls out a gun.
Okay.
And
I'm
says,
paying for it with bullets.
Right. And so give me my cream cheese. So, the girl goes and gets the cream cheese.
That's good.
Very, very polite at that point. She was a bit of a little sarcastic at first, but
Yeah.
very polite once there's a gun in play. However, that Starbucks employee
Mhm.
was the daughter of the chief of police of
Oh,
that
my
town.
goodness.
Good.
And so,
Good.
which wouldn't matter,
Yeah.
right? I mean, the guy got arrested. His argument, though, he literally comes in and says, I didn't pull a gun out and point it at her.
Okay.
The gun kind of came out of my pocket, and then
Yeah.
I was trying to pick it back up. It had nothing to do with our argument.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have a concealed permit?
No.
So he went to jail.
Yeah, I mean, you go to jail for arguing with a gun.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, if
That-
you got
not
a
in Texas, you don't.
greased up revolver,
Oh, come on, Wayne.
that you're like bobbling,
Right.
Right.
Okay.
and you're pulling through the driveway.
Here's the
Right.
thing.
Well, you don't want cream cheese in your revolver.
That's true.
There's nothing worth arguing over if you're in the service industry. Just give it away. That's the thing. Is
Wow.
like every time I
Well,
go
it could
through
be
the
her
drive-thru
job, though,
and I
right?
want like a sauce or an extra
Yeah.
sauce or something,
Yep.
and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir, we can't give it. It's extra
isn't
dollar
sauce,
or
bro.
whatever."
This
This is cream
This is
cheese.
cream
Yeah.
I
cheese.
understand that,
Yeah.
but now
And from Starbucks.
you know, this is what's at stake. Like, is the cream
Getting
cheese
shot.
worth more than your life?
Right.
Yeah, but she could have delivered cream cheese bullets right in his
well,
chest.
but the thing
That's
was,
true.
once she knew there was a gun in play, she's like, "It's you."
She acquiesced.
How much cream cheese do you
All the
want?
coffee do you want? Yeah, how
Right.
much coffee do you want? That
Right.
makes sense. And so he was just unlucky that her mom happened to be the king cop.
No, he's just unlucky that he's a jerk.
Yeah.
Get him.
Yeah.
It's funny how Cameron he's shifted his tone on guns because early on in the
He's
show,
Here we
always
go.
open carry.
this guy used to he would pull 2 guns out of his pocket.
I'll do it right now, baby.
just for disagreeing with the headline.
Yeah.
Right.
Now this guy, his hand slips. He drops his gun
Mhm.
because he's had a greasy donut or something.
Yeah.
And now he's worried about what? That this guy's gonna go
Okay.
to yeah.
Cam's like,
you know,
it's time
actually,
to
you're pulling
record.
me on your side. Actually, now I see
See?
what you're saying. It could
Thank
have
you.
just been a. I mean, but he was arguing. He was a little heated.
Okay.
I
It's
don't
a
know.
firearm misunderstanding.
If a slippery
Right.
gun almost shoots me, I'm going to be upset.
yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
that's so Florida, dude.
Our next headline: we have a Florida man who wrecks a liquor store
Okay,
Whoa.
and then blames it on a caterpillar.
okay.
Well, anything could happen
Any
in Florida.
guesses? Guesses?
The caterpillar wasn't real. He was high as a kite.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Josh?
That would have been my guess,
Yeah.
actually.
Wow. Okay. So, Florida man arrested for destroying a liquor store that was under construction
Oh.
and told police that he was Alice in Wonderland
Oh, well,
and that a hookah smoking caterpillar ordered him to attack the site.
that's not a stretch.
I'm pretty sure I just won that one.
I think you really
Yeah.
nailed that. I mean, it's interesting that
What's the
you
guy's
were-
name?
Alice. It doesn't say actually.
Wayne.
Jones. So it just
Wayne.
says his last
Oh,
name.
Jones.
Matthew
really?
Jones.
Nice.
But you know, Alice in Wonderland.
Yep.
He identifies as Alice in Wonderland when police come up to him and ask him who he was, and then he said, you know, a hookah smoking caterpillar
If he had
Told me to do
ID,
this.
then it's like, I get it.
Right. And
You're
now he's in
out.
jail.
with a caterpillar on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in jail. But he did say the reason that he was doing it was he said that he has a problem with with them building a place to sell alcohol.
Okay.
So obviously,
Oh,
he
it's a
doesn't
moral
believe-
issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if you just come out and say, "Hey, my name is Matthew Jones, and I have a moral issue with you guys building a place
Yeah.
to sell alcohol," the police might be like,
Well, you bring that up at city council, actually.
Okay.
Right, for sure.
"So before tearing it
Bingo.
down,
Before
yourself."
it's built, ideally.
Right.
That's probably a good way to do it.
Or have a friend that's got a greasy gun. That'll
That's
help.
also a good way. All right. So our next one, we have a Florida great grandmother.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, arrested after letting her 10-year-old grandson drive her car.
Okay.
Okay. Well, back in her day,
Well, okay.
infants drove
Don't
cars.
assume you know
100%.
how old she is.
Well, yeah, right.
She's a great grandmother.
All right, she's 75
She's
years
at
old.
least 30.
Okay, she's
Okay.
75 years
Yeah.
old, and she had been drinking vodka
Okay.
and babysitting her 3 great grandchildren.
Okay.
Okay.
No weird mix with that, I would assume. I don't know.
Okay. I
I
thought
don't
he was
know.
going to say no relation.
No.
I'm like, what?
I don't know what the duties normally are of a great grandmother,
Right.
but I
yeah.
assume that they don't involve drinking on the job.
Right.
So, anyways, she was drinking vodka, and they were going to go see Christmas lights.
Okay.
At a
What?
Largo Central Park, and so and the reason that the story is coming out now is because of families suing.
Oh,
just
okay.
just to kind of
Which,
paint a picture. Here.
who?
But the park was only like a mile and a half away.
Right.
It wasn't
Yeah.
that far, right?
You can make it.
Yeah. And so she puts the 10-year-old in the front seat.
Got it.
I think she even was nice enough to back it up for him,
Oh, okay.
which was really sweet. Puts the 10-year-old in the front seat and
Yeah,
says,
10-year-olds don't understand mirrors.
drive,
so I
just
get
go.
Mhm.
And so he went,
it. Guns it.
he guns it. He full on hits a car that had children in it, that hit a third car that had 2 children inside. The guy that got hit first said, he said, "I saw headlights coming incredibly fast,
What?
full blast, hit from behind."
Everybody's going like 3 miles an hour to
Yeah.
enjoy
Right.
the lights.
And he says, so he looked in his rear view mirror while this happened, after the crash. And he's like, and then I see like a child crawl out of the front seat and go into the back seat. And then there was nobody sitting in the driver's seat.
Nope.
So, the cops get there and like, who was even driving? So anyways, it comes out that it's this 10-year-old, the
No.
great grandmother got arrested. for child neglect. But here's the thing: is they're trying to get them to charge her with a DUI.
Okay.
Because she's already had one.
I see.
Okay.
And if she has a second one, it's mandatory jail time.
Okay.
Okay. I get it.
But she wasn't driving.
There's a technicality
The
there.
child
think?
was driving. I think, okay, the story specifically mentioned.
She found a loophole.
Well, I was going to say, the news article specifically mentioned.
How to avoid
that
your
each
second
Second
DUI.
She's like, I want to drink and I need to go somewhere.
Right.
What do I do?
And these children need real life skills.
For real.
The story specifically mentioned that each car had children in it.
Yep.
What if the 10-year-old had beef with those children?
Okay.
This whole
Okay.
thing has been
Wow.
spun on the grandma.
Mhm.
Wow.
What if this kid had beef at school?
And it was like dodgeball tournament.
and they said, you better not come to the light show tonight. And he goes, you watch.
yeah. Dodge
He gets
this.
his granny drunk. He gets in the car.
Wow.
And then he
That's good.
rams both of their cars,
Yeah.
Okay.
crawls out, and before the cops come, he's like, say what?
So he's like a mastermind.
I think so.
He's a 10-year-old.
I
He
say
really
we-
set his great grandma.
I say we let the great grandma off. She's been through enough.
and
I
he's
think
like,
so.
I know great grandma's got a DUI.
And erase,
Right.
They're gonna pin this
arrest
on
the
her.
10-year-old.
she's going to jail for sure.
See ya, bud.
Get the 10-year-old. Get him out of here. All right. Our last story. We had a earthquake
What?
off the coast of Florida.
We did?
Yes, we did last week. Actually, this week, 2 days ago. So I'm guessing you didn't feel it.
Well, I was jackknifing in the pool. So
Right.
Okay. Well, that must be what it was.
yeah, must have been what caused it.
We had a 3.9 magnitude earthquake that was detected about 100 miles off the coast of Ponce Inlet, Florida.
Mm.
Okay. And this was caused by the U.S. Navy
What?
setting off a 40,000 pound bomb in the water
Is that necessary?
to test a new aircraft carrier.
Okay.
What's going to be the
Okay.
largest Navy aircraft carrier. Okay.
Is that
what
necessary
they're doing.
either? Okay.
I knew Josh was going to get in on this.
Ugh.
So, anyways, the test involved basically blowing something up
Cool.
underwater, really close to the aircraft carrier, to see to ensure that the ship is hardened to withstand battle conditions. So they're basically,
hmm
bombing it,
Mhm.
not full on, but like really, really close.
Test bombing.
Test bombing to see what happens.
Okay. Wow.
What do you think, Josh?
I assume that they cleared the area of all animals with ears
I knew this was going to come up.
that could
Right.
hear.
So here's the thing. Here's what they said about that,
Here,
because
yeah.
there was a lot of argument, which I agree with.
And this
That's
is
fine.
probably truth.
So they said that the Navy tests are scheduled to comply with environmental mitigation requirements,
Mhm.
which respects known migration patterns of marine life in the test area.
Yeah. What if you're not migrating though?
So they're out of
If
town.
you're chilling.
These fish that live in that area,
Yep. They're done.
no, they're on vacation apparently.
Okay, good
They're-
deal.
they migrated
Paid
somewhere
for
else.
vacation to heaven.
Yeah. I mean,
Go on.
So one guy pulls out a greasy gun,
Yep.
cream cheese. The Navy's like, watch this.
Boom. Hey, fella.
hey there, Josh.
Hello.
So I got a letter.
Okay.
This one actually came from a Twitter user.
Okay.
I'm not going to dox her. Let's just say her name's Felicia Humes 97
Come on.
Okay.
at Twitter.
Address?
Close enough.
Today I took my kids to the zoo
Uh-huh.
and the gorillas were doing, let's just say, questionable things. She
Okay.
writes.
Okay.
Have you ever had to witness something that made you uncomfortable, but you had to act like it was no big deal?
Oof.
Okay. That's a good question.
Yeah. Cringe
Yeah,
territory.
and I've got a few of those.
You have a few.
Yeah, there's a lot of. It seems like it happens at friends' houses.
No,
That's-
yeah.
Dude, okay. That
Well,
was that's
my
what
first thought.
comes to mind too.
Yep. Who wants to start us off?
I'll go first. So I spent the night with a friend. I'm not going to say his name.
Okay.
But
Are they present in the room?
they're not in the room. No,
Okay, thank
no.
goodness.
This guy, we were in his room, and I think we were playing some computer game or something.
Right.
And we didn't realize
Oregon Trail.
it was
Amen.
Oregon
That's
Trail
great.
or like Number Munters, I think. Or
Yeah.
some kind of
Mavis
math related
Beacon
game.
teaches typing.
Yeah, Carmen Sandiego, actually.
Okay, I believe that.
So we were playing this game, and he says a curse word. It wasn't me because I don't curse, but he said a
Right.
curse word, and his mom heard him.
Uh-oh.
And so she pokes her head in, and she goes, "Hey, grounded, no dinner."
No dinner?
Yeah, yeah. So instantly, my mind selfishly goes to, "Well, I'm hungry,
And I didn't curse.
and I didn't curse."
Right. I'm not in the wrong here.
And
Yeah.
I think he kind of saw my face. He knew where I was at, and he goes, "Hey, man, like, look, I'm sorry. Like, they're gonna feed you. It's not on me."
That's what he said. They're
Yeah,
gonna feed you?
like 20 minutes later.
I've seen this face before on other friends.
Exactly. 20 minutes later, his dad pops in. He goes, "Hey, dinner time." And so I get up, I go to the dinner table, and his dad looks at the guy and goes, "You too, come on." So
Ooh,
immediately
okay.
he's
So he
like,
does
Dad
get to
doesn't
eat.
know.
he's like, "Oh, I get to eat."
Right.
Dad doesn't know. I get fed.
Mhm.
He sits down. There are 3 plates set,
Mm-hmm.
but 4 chairs. There's a
Okay.
plate for me, a
Oh
plate
my
for mom, a
gosh.
plate
Oh,
for
no.
dad.
Oh no, he has
Friend-
to sit there.
Friend comes and sits
Dad's
down.
in on it.
Yeah.
And he's got no food, no plate in front of him.
Okay.
And so immediately,
Was it like a special meal?
well, I'm like solidarity, right? I'm like, hey, my man's grounded.
Yeah. He
I'm
don't
grounded.
eat. I don't eat.
He don't eat, I don't eat. But then the next thing you know, mom brings out chicken tendies and macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
Okay. And
That's
that
a
was your
every
weakness?
child's-
And I look at
Dream.
him. I'm like, my guy. Even if I wasn't hungry, I would eat this.
Of course.
And then they had, I think they had bullseye barbecue sauce, which if you don't know,
Wow.
like I was too
Oh,
poor.
okay.
Wow.
We couldn't afford that at my house.
No, that was craft. All day.
Right, 100%. So I sit down and I'm just like, Miss Johnson, this is delicious. I'm just like,
What?
I'm 2 forking it, right?
Yeah,
And my
right.
man's sitting over there like licking
I
his
love
lips.
bullseye.
He's like, I'm so hungry, and he's eyeballing me like, hey man, sneak me some,
Yeah.
like a morsel.
Like,
give
right.
me a morsel.
Under the table?
Yeah, and I'm like, nah, my guy, I'm not
I'm
trying
not
to get.
getting no
I'm not
dinner.
getting grounded for this.
Yeah.
Fast forward through through dinner, we're in
Okay.
his room, and he's like, my belly hurts. I'm
Okay.
so hungry, and he's like, listen, man, he's like, would you sneak into the kitchen and get me something? Just get me like a little bit of leftovers.
You gotta.
Yeah.
a handful.
gotta
take care of your
a
friend.
handful of popcorn or something.
Right.
All right. If it's me, I go in and I go, no, it's the coast's not clear.
Here's the thing. I felt a bit of conviction
You
in
give
my
up
heart.
instantly.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because I felt bad. Like I ate, he didn't. So I go, you
Right.
know what, man, I got you. I'll
Mhm.
sneak out. I open the door, and I walk to the kitchen. Immediately, I'm nervous. My hand's shaking.
Obviously.
I open the cabinet, and you know those little Debbie donut sticks that are individually wrapped.
Oh, do I know?
Does he know?
that's the
come
first.
on.
That's the first
Come
thing I
on.
see.
Yep.
And so I just grab that. It's crinkly, even
Of course
louder
it
in the
is.
middle of the night.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I grab it, I hear the parents' bedroom door
Oh,
open.
this is like Telltale Heart.
I hear,
It's just
yeah,
creepy.
I hear the door open. I dive under the table because I'm like, man, I can't
Okay.
I can't get caught with this.
No.
Right.
I can't.
No breakfast for you.
100%.
Yeah.
Dad, I see Dad's big old feet walk by,
Oh,
get water from the fridge.
Terrifying, dude.
Wow.
I'm
You're
under
living in
there.
a nightmare.
Yeah, like a
yeah. I feel like I'm watching Harry Potter.
M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Right.
Dad goes back to the bedroom, shuts.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. Instead of like going, coast is clear.
Yep.
Let me go take my friend this donut stick. I
Right.
just eat it right there under the table. I eat the
yeah,
donut
I don't
stick.
know what you were
okay,
thinking
because you're
either.
trying to get rid of the evidence.
In my mind, I'm
Right.
like, I can't walk past the parents' door and get
Okay.
caught.
Okay.
So I
With-
eat the
with
donut
food.
stick,
Right.
leave it under. I go back to my buddy's bedroom. He's like, well, and I'm like, nothing, my guy.
Oh no.
What'd you do with the wrapper?
I
You
just
eat the
left it
wrapper?
under the table.
Right.
Okay.
But I had to witness like this awkward.
He knows.
And it's a weird thing. Like it's. I mean, if you're listening and you got punished like no food, like that's
Yeah.
a weird punishment.
That
I
is
had never
weird.
experienced that before, and I had
Right.
to watch it happen to my bestie.
Wow.
It's weird because mine's food related too.
Come on.
Okay.
One of mine is food related.
Okay, so I was at a family reunion though.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, which when you go to a family reunion, like one out of state, we went out of
Yep.
state for this,
Right.
and so your cousins that you grew up around.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have the family that honestly I'd never seen before.
Okay.
Like they're cousins of my mom and stuff like
So
that.
you're
And,
like, are you crashing a family
Right,
reunion?
yeah.
Right. You don't belong here. Well, anyways, we had this cabin up in Tennessee,
Mm.
and everyone kind of goes there. There's this, big main cabin, and then some people were staying in like campers.
The 1%.
And like,
Amen.
dude, there was a bunch of people there. So I think we had our camper that we brought up. But anyways, we sit down for like the pinnacle meal, like the last meal. I think this was around 4th of July. Well, somebody's, I don't know who it was. I don't think he was my uncle, but like a great uncle type thing. Like the guy that owned the cabin.
Nice.
He's like taking care of everybody.
Right.
Buys steaks for
Word?
everybody. All the
Okay.
adults.
I like this guy.
Big steaks, right? But the kids, They get schnickel fritz. They get
What?
hamburgers.
Hot dog.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
hot dogs and hamburgers. And so all the
Are
kids,
you in that time where you're like,
I'm a kid. I'm a
Okay.
kid. And so, which I would rather have a steak, obviously.
Yep.
Okay. But
You grew up on steak.
right. Yeah, I still do. I mean, every night. But anyways, so I've kind of given into the fact that, okay, I'm going to eat a
Yeah,
hamburger.
dumb burger.
Right.
Right.
But my cousin,
Oh no.
he just could
on.
not handle the fact that he had to eat a hamburger.
Okay.
Okay. When all these juicy steaks
Just sitting there.
are sitting at the adults
He's
table.
got
steaming.
he's got an upper class spirit about him.
Right. Everybody
Okay.
else has kind of moved on. We're like playing our minds somewhere else.
Right.
My cousin, though, the guy had his eyes set on the prize.
It's like
and he
Pepe
couldn't
Le
forget
Pew,
it.
where the smell is like drawing
I
him
think
in.
Yeah.
so. So he's begging everybody at the table,
Please, mom.
Oh, now
Please.
this is getting embarrassing.
please, can I have a steak?
That's so
So he's
awkward.
going from like
Yeah.
one person to the other. Obviously, he starts with his mom.
Yep.
The mom starts giving in, but the dad gives that look. Don't do it.
No, don't give him a steak.
Because then we have to give
Exactly.
All the kids.
And
Yep.
so he starts moving on. Well, his dad was like, listen,
Mhm.
if you do it again, you're getting a butt whooping.
You asked for a
What?
steak one more time.
If you ask for a steak
Oh,
one more time,
no.
you're getting a butt whooping.
Oh my.
Oh,
And so
no.
I'm sitting there munching on my hamburger.
Love
And
it.
like, I'm
Cameron's
like,
pouring A1 on his hamburger,
Bro,
pretending
I'm
it's
like,
steak.
this steak's great.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tastes like
100%.
And, so this man, he just cannot give up. So you see the dad get up,
Oh no.
doesn't take him to another room, just grab the kids, bop, 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 bop,
Hand?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Hand on butt.
but like pulls up the shorts a little bit.
Oh no.
Oof.
And so, dude, everybody, there's like probably 35 people.
You don't
sit
want to
here-
smack a baggy butt.
No,
No,
sit
watch-
here and watch a man or a child get his butt whooped for
Over
wanting
steak.
a better class of food.
Wow.
Can I summarize this
Okay.
story?
Right.
A child was like, I would like the food that you got, Daddy.
Yeah.
The food that's a little better than mine. And the dad said, I'm gonna hit you.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know if it was exactly like that.
I think more so it wasn't the fact that he wanted the steak. It was the fact that he couldn't leave it alone.
He was
No,
bothered.
for sure.
Like
yeah.
begging everybody.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I don't blame him. I
Yeah,
can't
what's the
blame
first
him.
thing you need to
I
do
get it.
when you're annoyed?
Right.
Yeah, you beg.
Get your butt whooped.
Yeah, you spank somebody.
Oh, 100%.
So, food related. I had a friend who was a step brother,
Okay.
but he was part of the family. Like, the family that he lived with was now a whole complete family
Okay.
that had a man, wife, and a son.
Right.
And then he's the brother that joined.
Okay, I got what you're saying.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
now he's kind of the odd man out.
He's
Right.
borrowed.
Yeah. So, but I'm his friend,
Okay.
so he gets something, right?
Right.
He gets you.
Yeah. So I go over there and we sit down for dinner, and I guess his stepmom is like, okay, we're having artichokes for dinner.
Oh,
I'm like, artichoke hearts.
Right. Weird choice.
Yeah. And I hear Matt say, I'm allergic to artichokes.
no, the stepbrother's allergic?
Yeah. And she's like, that's okay. We're going to have mashed potatoes too. So you can just eat those.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's like, but so we sit all down, and there's 2 glasses of water in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And she's like, Josh, you may not practice this at your house, but to stop us from overeating, we drink a lot of water first.
Okay.
So you had to finish
That's a real thing.
you had to finish your 2 glasses of water before you could eat.
What, you had to drink 2 before?
Yes, I couldn't
Okay.
drink 2 glasses of
No.
water.
When you
Yeah.
said that, I'm in my mind, I'm like, okay, you drink 1 glass, and the other glass is for enjoyment while you eat.
Yeah.
But
It
no,
looked
you
like-
got to guzzle 2?
It looked
That's a-
like a Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, that's a lot to go through for some artichokes.
Yeah. And then by
Yeah,
that time,
what?
everybody's like, I'm kind of full.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it did. I mean,
my belly hurts.
It really keeps the groceries.
100%.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
water's cheaper than artichoke.
So I didn't eat, and I didn't end up spending the night because that's
Yeah.
awkward. Yeah.
Because you're hungry.
So they starved you.
Well, I just left. I'm like, I'm leaving.
I'm gonna walk home.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who do they? How
I'm
do
a
they
grown
invite?
man at 10 years old.
Yeah, right. How do they
100%.
invite like kids, friends over, and then be like, "We got some artichoke hearts."
Yeah. But
I'm like,
before
that's
who
kind
you
of an
wants that?
obscure
And then
meal.
the kids allergic to them.
before
Thank
you
you.
have this vegetable that no one likes,
Yep.
drink 2 glasses of water.
Yeah. Shout
Right.
out to Matt. Sorry about
If you're listening.
Oh,
Well,
geez.
at least Matt wasn't spanked in front of you.
No, he wasn't. So the same neighborhood,
Okay.
Okay.
there was this beautiful Spanish house
Okay.
in the middle,
Right.
and it had like this bell that was over the garage, and I used to always throw rocks at it to try
Right.
to hear that bell chime. you
Yeah,
know?
come on.
And then one day, like a kid my age comes out, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, sorry," And he's like, "No, it's cool. Can we play?" And I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
I guess he was like a homeschool kid,
He
and I
thinks
never
he's been summoned for friendship.
Right.
bingo. I hit the
Right.
bell, and it's like, bing.
He's like,
And
oh,
then-
somebody wants to play with me.
and then he comes out. So I meet him, and he's like, "But I can't play outside."
Oh,
Okay, well, this is kind of weird.
because of
Right.
his condition.
But I don't. No, he had no conditions.
Oh,
So I
Did you
walk
just
in.
make up a condition?
I think so. He just can't play outside. That's it.
Overexposure to
Some kids
sunlight.
can't play
Artichokes.
outside.
yeah.
So I walk in, and it's this beautiful entryway, curved staircase.
Right.
And
We've
he's
seen
like-
your neighborhood.
He's like, we can only play downstairs. Like,
Right.
My dad's upstairs. We can't go upstairs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Dad's
So-
probably working.
Yeah. So we're like throwing like paper airplanes and stuff, like Nerf airplanes.
Right.
And one gets stuck up on the stairs because it did
Okay.
like a loop-de-loop.
Right.
Okay.
And he's like, "Will you get that?" And I'm like,
He just told you that we can't go upstairs because
Yeah.
of his dad.
But since like I'm the guest, like it won't be a big deal
Like if you go up there, his dad probably won't beat you.
because I don't know the rules.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So I get up there and I'm up at the peak where the plane is, and I hear, "Hey." And so I just turn because there was like art like on the wall going up the stairs. And I'm like, I'm just looking at the art,
Big
Me-
art fan.
Yeah, me and
Right.
Eric.
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, you like what you see?" And then I look at the art, and it's just very artistic nudes of his wife.
Wait, what?
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
that were like peeking around the tree of
What?
the woods. and stuff.
no.
Did you know this before?
No, you
You
don't
hadn't-
automatically just pick
So
up on
you
artful
genuinely
nudes.
were going upstairs to retrieve a
And you
paper
made
airplane.
up the fact that you were looking at the art.
Right.
Because I knew like I got to have an excuse to be
And it
here.
was the worst excuse you could have come up with.
Absolutely, yeah.
because
it
the art was his
really-
mom naked.
Yeah, and then like
Oh
each
my gosh.
painting down was also his mom naked.
What?
So it looked like I had made my way up, just admiring.
Is that why you couldn't go upstairs?
I don't know. I mean, we played. Maybe there were more artful nudes upstairs,
Right.
but these were out in the open. This
so
was like
your
a-
mom? His mom?
Not
I
my
mean,
mom.
I know, but like as a child,
That
like,
would have been scarier
your
if it was
mom
my mom.
has to follow you walking upstairs.
Maybe
Yeah, I
that's
guess
the
so.
culture in Spain.
Okay.
He has a Spanish house.
It's
Oh, no,
true.
they
I
were
don't know a
super
lot
white.
about the artistic culture in
Oh.
Spain.
They were super white.
Okay, so you throw a rock at this bell. This
Yep.
bell summons a
Ding.
child.
Yep.
Child
cool-
invites you inside.
Yes.
His mom's naked everywhere.
Apparently,
That sums up that story.
That
really
is
well.
so weird, dude.
which
Right.
explains the homeschool. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why you don't
What-
want your kid going to school.
Did you leave or did you hang out and?
No, I kept hanging out.
Yeah, you're like
Obviously,
He's like, you want to keep passing this paper airplane?
yeah. Whoops, it's on the stairs again.
yeah. In the 4th century BC,
Wow.
Alexander the Great was in the middle of a decades-long campaign.
Wow.
I'm not even sure if Florida was born yet.
No, we're still part of Pangea.
Okay.
Let's see. His soldiers were starting to talk behind his back,
Hmm.
asking each other what the purpose of all of this was.
Okay.
They had been campaigning for about 10 years now, kind of conquering lands,
Oh,
and
yeah.
just traveling. And the soldiers are starting to say things like, look, we've been fighting and traveling for years now.
Mhm.
We're just moving on to the next land after conquering it. Like, what are we doing? Like, what's Alexander looking for?
Yeah,
What's
why
his
are we
purpose?
here?
Right.
Can we settle down?
Right. We just want to find somewhere nice to live.
Yeah.
Basically, they were trying to figure out what Alexander the Great was after, and there were some rumors. Some people said he was looking for love.
hmm
Others
Hmm.
said that he hadn't yet fought his greatest battle, and he was looking for like competition,
Okay.
like
Okay.
you know, like-
Glory.
right? Glory,
Wow,
right?
Nice.
But then there were some people, those who were the closest to Alexander. They said that he spoke about a river that had healing properties.
Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, so
Yep.
So
out
he
of-
was looking for the healing river.
right.
Yeah.
So out of
Easy
all
to
the
find. Get a
all
map.
the success that Alexander the Great had found, after everything that he had accomplished, he hadn't found a way to save those closest to him from dying.
Mm.
Okay.
Classic story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like one of those things where like he had done so much.
Yep.
He was the ruler of the most of the known world.
Killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, and he
Right.
was like, but man, people I love keep dying.
Right.
Uh,
You have everything except you can't hold on to it.
That's it. 100%.
Okay, nice.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Over the course of this decade campaign, like his advisors, his lovers had passed on and they had gotten sick. And so Alexander told those that he trusted, like, look, there's a rumor that there's a river that heals people and I want to find it. I want to know where it's at.
Easy.
But after years of
This
searching.
is where I stopped following him.
Right. It's like, guys, he's a bit sick. We need to go home.
He's done now.
Back to Rome. Here's the thing. Alexander, obviously, he never found it because towards the end of his great campaign, he caught wind that the river that he was searching for was actually thousands of miles away across the ocean.
That's discouraging.
Here we go.
So he finds this out and he goes, look, I'm not sailing across the world for this.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. Let me go kill some more people over here.
Eternal life,
Right.
friends and family. Nah.
Forget it. All right. I don't even own a boat. I'm in a desert right now.
Right.
And so he gives up. And so history tells us he goes a different direction. But the thing is, the writings and the journals of Alexander, they stayed around long after he died. So as all of these years go by, civilizations begin to rise and fall, and they would all come across the journals of Alexander the Great.
Naturally.
And they would all read it and be like, wait, what's this healing river about?
Okay.
Right. Tell us more.
This guy was pretty excited about it.
Okay,
We have a boat.
Maybe we
Okay,
can find
we
it.
have
Right.
a
Yeah,
boat.
we
Yeah.
do have boats
Yep.
now.
Yep.
We're interested in this. The issue was they would get to the point in the journal where he would write down, hey, it's thousands of miles away,
Yep.
across the ocean. We can't really do that.
Impossible to get there.
Right.
Impossible. That was the reaction of every king, every explorer, until around 1474, when the Kingdom of Spain acquired the journals of Alexander the Great.
Wow.
Hey.
Was it like a trade for like
Some
wool?
fruit
Yeah.
Right.
and wool.
Saffron, probably.
Here's some old books. So now the Kingdom of Spain, they find these journals and they're very interested in this very valuable information. And immediately the king is like, look, do we know anyone who would be willing to look into this rumor and possibly find this healing river and make us very powerful?
Right.
Yeah.
The King of Spain is told by his advisors there's a guy named Juan Ponce de León.
Okay.
Right.
And this
Okay,
guy's
heard the name.
This guy's kind of cuckoo.
Yep.
I think he's the guy you're going to want to go after this
Yeah.
river. He was known for being fearless,
Okay.
Ponce de León. He had gone places that no one else had traveled before. He had fought people on multiple continents.
Okay.
And the King of Spain has been told, if anyone's going to find this, it's going to be this crazy guy. Like he'll find it for you.
We need someone crazy enough to find it and then come back and tell us.
Well,
Right.
that's
Not
kind of
keep
the
it for
problem.
That's the
himself.
pickle?
Okay.
That's the huge problem
You got to
here.
trust him.
Right.
Yep.
So the King of Spain, he gives the journals of Alexander the Great
What?
to Juan Ponce de León, and he tells him, if you find this healing river, I'll make you the richest man in the known world.
If you don't, I'll kill you.
Yeah. And Ponce de León was like, okay.
Yeah.
If I find it, I'm not telling you.
Right.
No.
What do I need to do?
Because
for?
then I'm the richest guy in the world.
Right.
Yeah, I'm living
Right?
forever,
The
right?
King of Spain was too dumb to know that. So Ponce de León takes the journals and goes, okay, I'm
Yeah,
out of here.
deuces.
He basically travels across Spain.
Yep.
He gathers a couple hundred men. Some were soldiers,
Okay.
some were cartographers.
Nice.
We're looking for a magic river. You in?
Yeah, basically.
Well.
He's like, what are you doing this weekend? He goes to his good buddy named Christopher Columbus.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Name drop.
And
For
he
real?
goes, look, I know you've discovered this new world a few
Yep.
years ago. Rumor has it you're going back. My men and I would like to go with you.
Okay.
And Christopher
Okay.
Columbus is like, what for? And he's
Oh,
like,
no.
nothing.
I just want to see it.
I just
beautiful
want to go.
beaches.
I want to go on a boat ride.
And he's
What's
like, how
it
do
to
you know about the beaches?
Yeah. What's it to you, Chris? So he says nothing to Columbus about
Right.
why he's actually
Wow.
traveling. And Christopher Columbus goes, sure, hop on. Bring your men.
Yep.
Bring your cartographers. Let's do it.
Okay.
So in 1493, they actually land near modern day Puerto Rico, and chaos ensues. Because here's the thing about traveling back in the day via boat. It's even though Columbus had already found the New World,
Yep.
it's hard to land back on the exact spot again. Right. I mean,
Right.
like it's
Right.
before radar.
Yep.
So you're just kind of taking a stab in a general direction.
Yeah.
Right.
They land in Puerto Rico. And Puerto
Okay.
Rico is inhabited by
Yeah,
people.
that's tough.
Close.
Yeah, they're inhabited by people who don't want outsiders just showing up and being like,
Right.
"Hey,
the
this is,
Tainos, if I'm not mistaken.
right." They don't want you coming and being like, "This is our land now."
Yeah.
Right? They're
Well,
like,
I don't think anybody wants that.
"Oh yeah." But the problem was Columbus had already kind of settled the
Right.
original
Yeah,
area,
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
and now Puerto Rico's full of new people who was like, "Hey, Get out of here.
Yeah.
What?
We don't want you. So there's power struggles.
No
There's-
river here, bro.
Yeah, it's not even here. There's
They're all
rebellions.
very youthful and like very strong. There's no healing river here.
No, we don't even know how to swim, sir. Here's the thing. They get locked there in constant battles, constant conflict,
Wow.
so much so that Ponce de Leon gets kind of sidetracked from his mission.
Yeah.
He's just trying, at this point, he's fighting for his life.
Yeah.
He's like, I've made a mistake.
Gotta
I'm
find
not
the
supposed to be
river.
here.
Chris is kind of a hothead.
Here's the, well, yeah.
This is kind of odd.
Dear Journal, I've made a mistake. Chris has anger issues. But here's the problem. Ponce de Leon was so good at fighting that he gets named like governor of like this land. So now they're like, hey, you've got responsibilities. We need you to hang out here for a bit. And he's like, I'm gonna just, when you go night, I'm gonna get onto the boat and keep looking for this mystic river.
Okay.
So he abandons his new rightful land. All
We've
this
lost
different
our
stuff.
best fighter.
Yeah. And he starts hopping from island to island over the course of 20 years.
Holy cow.
Trying to find this mystical river that has healing properties. And at every single island, every single location, the locals tell him the same thing. You're close, but you're not quite there yet. You need to go a few hundred miles north and a few miles west.
Anything to get him off the island.
Yeah, they're just like, listen, you crazy SOB.
Yeah, you're close, but it's not here.
Yeah, but they all keep telling him the same location.
Up and west.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of Chris Columbus was the one causing trouble because once
Absolutely.
Ponce de Leon got by himself, people are just like, hey, man, it's not here. He's like, no biggie.
Yeah.
And that's like your day-to-day for 20 years.
20 years
Wow.
searching for this river, right? He keeps looking and searching. And on April 2nd, 1513,
Wow.
he anchored down with 3 ships just off the coast of this wild, lawless swamp.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
The next morning, Juan Ponce de Leon and his men come ashore and he names it La Florida.
Oh, La
Oh,
Florida.
nice try.
Beautiful.
Wait, you think like, obviously he had to run into other rivers. Do you think like he had like a porcupine on board and he would like poke himself?
And he dips in.
And he's like, what? Ow, this still hurts.
It's not this one, man. Yeah, no. So he lands at this new land. He names it Florida, and his journey continues. He begins marching inland,
Okay.
and the closer he got to this supposed like rumored location,
Right.
the more resistance he was met with.
Okay.
So
Wow.
it was like a video game where it kept getting more difficult.
Okay,
The closer
nice.
you get.
Yep.
His men were getting sick. A few of them were being dragged from their tents at nighttime
Okay.
by what the locals called water dragons.
Here we go.
Which we've covered this
Yes.
before
Right.
on a previous episode. And again,
Annie the dragon.
right, yeah. So just like Alexander the Great, Juan Ponce de Leon's men start questioning his leadership.
Absolutely.
They're like, my guy, it's been 3 decades.
Yeah, right.
We're getting eaten by
Is
creatures.
it worth it? at
Yeah,
this
like we're
point?
all sick. Like, yeah, should we continue?
You can't live forever if an alligator pulls you out of your tent.
that's
100%.
That's a fact.
It's a big gamble.
Right.
So right when they're about to give up hope, they meet a medicine man from the Timucua tribe, which we've discussed
we have
here on this
discussed
show. The Timucuan tribe, they were kind of at this point in history, they were the big dogs in Florida.
Right.
They were running the place. They were the native born citizens, and they're running this. A medicine man from this tribe, he tells Ponce de Leon, "Look, you're close. You're getting there, and I'll help you find it.
Okay.
I think you've earned it.
Okay.
But I need you to do me a favor.
Yep.
And I need you to just rest here and wait till nightfall.
Mm.
Let's not go during the day."
Okay.
And he says to
Interesting.
him, the place you're looking for
Yep.
is called Tuhaligo Bahaza,
Of course.
which translates to the Fountain of Youth.
Okay.
Wow.
I
And
love
okay.
it. I'm in.
So he tells him,
All I know it's called the Healing River. So
Right.
I think this is a different spot.
this is a different spot.
Yeah.
We're going to get back on our boat.
Right. It's not
so
a fountain. It's a river, bro.
Bingo.
he tells him, look, I'm familiar with this place. I'm a medicine man.
Okay.
I know about the properties of this river. I'll take you to it. Please wait till tonight.
Okay.
And Ponce de Leon goes, my man, I've been waiting 30 years.
Yep.
If I'm close as you say I am, if I'm as close as you say I am, I'm marching on.
I'm gonna make a
not
run
gonna
for
do
it.
I'm making a run for it. I'm sprinting. Unfortunately,
Uh-oh.
Ponce de Leon, he was impatient. He's closer than ever. He orders his men to march forward
What?
against the orders of the doctor. Within an hour of that encounter, he takes an arrow to the heart.
No
Oh.
way.
So
Oofa.
every single man,
Yep.
except for 2 in his party, were killed by Timucuan warriors.
Wow.
Because the medicine man's like, if you wait till nightfall,
Yep.
I'll take you there.
Right.
They're solid
impatient.
sleepers.
Here's the thing. Yes, exactly. They're heavy sleepers, that tribe. Here's the thing. The 2 men survived. Living with the Timucua tribe at this time was a historian named Hernando Fontinata.
Okay.
And he claims in his writings that the 2 men that survived were rewarded by the medicine man for staying behind. They didn't just survive. They stayed behind and listened to the medicine man. They didn't march forward. They disobeyed Ponce de Leon's orders. Stayed behind. Supposedly, the medicine man took them to this river and they were healed completely. Jeez. They appeared younger than normal, and they lived with this historian and the Timucuan tribe for the rest of their days.
Okay.
So this
200 years.
Yeah.
This historian, Hernando Fontinata, is saying it's the real deal. Like I wasn't allowed to see the river myself, but I did see these 2 injured soldiers from Ponce de Leon's army get taken into the woods and come out completely healed.
Wow.
This guy has written this. He's documented it. Here's the thing. Juan Ponce de Leon, he wasn't the only explorer to make the conclusion that the Fountain of Youth was located in Florida. After he passed, hundreds of people came here searching for everlasting life. So word kind of spread, like, hey, it's in Florida, man. Like, we got to go get there. The problem is, as far as the locals concerned, Juan Ponce de Leon's the only guy that actually came close to finding it.
Okay.
Nobody else actually kind of discovered it. So this historian, Hernando Fontinata, he's written this down as true. This is what happened. And the city of St. Augustine, the oldest city in America, they took his words to heart because that is where their city was founded. And so they're saying that, in fact, Juan Ponce de Leon did find it. And this location where their city is at currently is where the Fountain of Youth once was. They're saying the fountain ran dry. The Timucuan people, took advantage of it until it was all gone, supposedly. But now, according to the city of St. Augustine, that is where it once was. So you can go there and see statues of Juan Ponce de Leon, all these warriors who supposedly found the Fountain of Youth. Locals believe that is where it was located at one point in time. You can actually go there right now. They have a spot called the Fountain of Youth Archaeological Park. It's in St. Augustine, and you can actually purchase a bottle of water that they say contains some of the healing properties that used to be in the river.
It's not a full bottle.
It's not a full bottle. Apparently, the real river was drained dry, but you can buy a bottle at this park, and they say it contains the healing properties.
I mean, it sounds legit.
Oh yeah, if anything sounds legit in the story, it's that part.
Yeah, it's right. It's right next to like the flower store, in St. Augustine, and the fish shop,
and Ripley's,
believe it or not, right. Here's the thing. I will say this. I've gotten a bottle.
Here we go. Okay.
Yeah, I've been there.
On you?
Not on me. I drink it. It tastes like.
I don't think it's for taste. I think you pour it over a wound.
I drink it.
Okay.
I drink it, and let me tell you.
It was like for like a
you pour it over a wound.
No, it tastes like how you would imagine dirt taste.
Right.
I don't.
And my belly hurt for a long time. I still look old.
That's just it being healed, though.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I haven't actually aged. But that is the legend of the Fountain of Youth. And who would have thought, like thousands of years ago, like Alexander the Great, he's searching for this. Turns out it's in Florida all along.
And so you buy a bottle of water from it.
Come to Florida.
Come to Florida for everlasting
If you
life.
look at Wayne's tongue and esophagus, super youthful.
Man.
Well, okay,
He
but
looks better than ever, honestly.
If we can look back in the history of our show, not too far from St. Augustine, there was a spot that people thought was the Garden of Eden.
Right.
There's been a lot of like mystical kind of legendary rumors about Florida that like this is the place where like there's healing, there's everlasting life. Now who knows where the river actually went, if it was actually there.
Right.
But there's a huge chunk of people that believe that that it was real enough to risk their lives to try and find it here.
Is that why people retire here?
I think so. Here's the thing.
On.
I have my own reasons for going to St. Augustine.
Okay.
Okay. It's not Fountain of Youth, but I love going to St. Augustine.
I know it. I know it.
Just I'm a history buff, obviously.
No, you're not.
Come on.
A food buff.
You're a jerky buff.
Yeah. There's a jerky store there.
Come on.
That's why it's going.
You got to get some Prohibition Kitchen in there.
What?
That's a restaurant.
Dude,
St.
that restaurant
Augustine
is so
beautiful.
good.
Now, I will say this. If you're in town, if you're in Florida, you should visit St. Augustine.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
If you get a bottle of the Fountain of Youth water, or if you've had it, please write
Don't drink it.
Yeah,
No.
don't drink it. Pour it on a wound.
Soak it
Pour it on a wound.
Wait until you get cut.
Like a bath.
Put it in eye drops. You'll start seeing young people.
100%.
Fix your eyes.
Listen,
Amen.
if you
glasses
drink
needed.
it, let us know. Episode 135. We've
Wow.
been streaming live this entire time to our Patreon subscribers.
They heard some naughty stories in the
They're
beginning.
beautiful too.
Yeah, before we came on the air to record this episode,
Okay.
Cameron gives them bonus headlines.
Right.
And these are headlines that we can't share necessarily to the general public
After
because
hours.
they're a bit PG-13.
Yeah.
But they're real stories that happen in Florida.
And there's a lot of stuff that is just, at the heart of Florida, what
Right.
makes us special.
Go on.
But we can't talk about it.
Yep.
We on this
Too
episode.
hot
It's too
for
hot.
podcast.
not
It's
everything,
too hot for the pod.
Yeah, not everything in our state is everlasting life.
Yeah.
Garden of Eden.
And love.
Every
and
now and then people
throwing
get their
chicken in people's faces.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, botched surgeries.
Yeah.
Every
Uh-oh.
now and then things get a little PG-13.
Right.
Patreon.com/FMOFM podcast.
Check it out.
That's where you can find it. Also social media across all platforms. We love you
Yes.
guys.
We love you.
So
Be good to
much.
one another. If you're angry, eat some food.
Yes.
That should be
Great
our
advice.
slogan.
Amen.
Yeah.
Eat some food.
Eat some
Yeah.
food.